If you're still thinking about the emotional ending of 1923, then you're going to want to hear this because the next chapter in the Yellowstone universe, 1944, is already shaping up to be one of the most intense and dramatic stories we've seen so far. This new series is expected to continue the legacy of the Dutton family, but with a much darker and more complicated twist, especially when it comes to who will ultimately control the famous ranch. From Spencer Dutton's future to the rise of a new generation, everything about this story feels bigger, deeper, and far more personal. The story will most likely pick up after the heartbreaking events of 1923, where Spencer Dutton lost Alex in a tragic way that changed his life forever. Even though that loss defined his journey, it also left behind something incredibly important: John Dutton II, the child who represents the continuation of the family's legacy. While Kara took on the responsibility of raising John, Spencer focused on protecting the ranch, carrying both emotional pain and duty at the same time. At the same moment, Elizabeth Dutton left for Boston after Jack's death, but her pregnancy hinted that her story, and her child, would eventually come back into the picture in a very big way. By the time we reach 1944, everything will be different. Spencer will be older, more serious, and likely more distant, shaped by years of loss and responsibility. There are strong possibilities that he may have built a new life with another woman and even had a second son, which instantly creates tension within the family. Now, instead of one clear heir, we could see three different claims to the Dutton ranch: John Dutton II, Elizabeth's son, and Spencer's other child. This setup alone is enough to create a powerful and dangerous conflict, because in the world of Yellowstone, land is never just land. It's power, identity, and survival. John Dutton II will most likely be the strongest and most legitimate heir, being Spencer's true son and directly raised within the Dutton legacy. However, Elizabeth's son will also carry the Dutton name through Jack, and his return to Montana could bring emotional and legal tension. At the same time, Spencer's second son might not have a legal claim, but he could still fight for recognition and a place within the family. This kind of rivalry feels very similar to the conflicts we've already seen in Yellowstone, where family bonds often break under the pressure of power and inheritance. The most important figure in all of this will be Spencer himself, the man who will have to make the final decision. By 1944, he may no longer be the adventurous man we once knew, but instead someone hardened by life, forced to choose between his children and the future of the ranch. It's very likely that he would favor John Dutton II as the rightful heir, but that decision could trigger a chain reaction of anger, betrayal, and possibly even violence. And if we look ahead to what we already know from Yellowstone, where John Dutton III eventually controls the ranch alone, it strongly suggests that not everyone will survive or succeed in this battle. At the same time, the story of 1944 won't only focus on the Dutton family. One of the most powerful elements of 1923 was its portrayal of Native American struggles and identity, and that storyline is expected to continue. We could see the Rainwater family's influence grow stronger, challenging the Duttons and adding another layer of conflict that goes beyond family drama. This combination of personal conflict and cultural history is what makes this universe so compelling, and 1944 will likely continue that tradition in a meaningful way. When it comes to casting, there are already some exciting possibilities being discussed. Brandon Sklenar became iconic as Spencer Dutton, and many fans would love to see him return, although the time jump could require an older actor. Someone like Kurt Russell could step into the role and bring a powerful presence to an older version of Spencer. For John Dutton II, a rising star like Austin Butler could be a perfect fit, capturing both the intensity and emotional depth needed for such a central role. And if Elizabeth's son becomes a major character, Ty Sheridan could bring that character to life in a compelling way. As for the release date, nothing has been officially confirmed yet, but the project is reportedly moving forward in development. With Taylor Sheridan continuing to expand the universe and Paramount pushing to complete multiple spin-offs, a late 2027 release seems like a strong possibility. It may also follow the format of 1883, delivering a single powerful season that tells a complete and unforgettable story. In the end, 1944 has the potential to become one of the most important chapters in the Yellowstone universe. It's not just about who owns the ranch, it's about legacy, family, sacrifice, and the consequences of every decision made along the way. And if the story truly leans into these themes, we could be looking at a series that not only connects the past to the present, but also explains everything we thought we knew about the Dutton family.